What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Super Rangers podcast, the best Power Rangers / Super Sentai. Sorry. Welcome back, guys, to the Power. I already messed it up. I already messed up the new intro. Welcome back, guys, to the Super Rangers Toku podcast, the best Toku podcast on the planet. I am Jason Grayson here with the Big Bang Network, and yes, as this is now the Super Rangers Toku podcast, and basically what that means is we're not just doing Power Rangers and Super Sentai anymore. We are doing any Toku show that I want to do. It is now going to be on this podcast. Now, here's basically what we're going to be doing. Actually, you know what? No, this will be the bonus topic at the end. So if you want to know what's going on, what the new changes are with the podcast, stick to the very end, and yeah, you'll be able to figure out what's going on with the podcast, what are the new changes. However, the description of the video has been altered, and it's now different. So if you want to know what the new changes are right now, I guess I have a brief description of it in the description of this video. So if you want to know what's going on with the podcast, read the description, but I will definitely mention it at the very end as like the bonus topic or whatever. So yeah, basically we're going to be reviewing Power Rangers Dino Super Charge episode 11, and then we are also going to be reviewing Zyuohger episode 27, and that'll be fun. And of course, like I just said, we're going to be going over the changes to the podcast here as well. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, Power Rangers Dino Super Charge episode 11. I enjoyed the episode. I actually liked it. It is filler. However, I think it's a good filler episode, sort of like how Zyuohger's been going right now. Zyuohger has filler after filler after filler. Well, I mean, since really the Gold Ranger came around, nothing really happened after that. But now the same thing's kind of happening again with Dino Supercharge, except we did get some Silver Ranger stuff at the very end. But yeah, so today's episode, or yesterday's episode of Dino Supercharge was a good episode. I liked it. And basically, it's love at first fight. It's basically like a love-centered episode. And basically, there's this monster, this love monster, or this Vivix, actually, who's looking for love. And then Poisandra turns her into a monster. And then the monster takes over this girl's body, and I guess they switch bodies. The monster switched bodies with the girl, and the girl tricks Tyler into falling. The monster in the girl's body tricks Tyler into falling in love with her. And meanwhile, it's Chase and Kayla's anniversary. And so Chase is kind of trying to do something nice for her anniversary. He got her this rocket ship trophy-looking thing, and basically they're going on this picnic. But then his Dino communicator goes off, and so he has to make up an excuse to leave so he can help the Rangers. So Kayla's kind of getting a little suspicious, like, what the heck's going on with Chase? Why does he not want to be with me? Blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, that's going on. And Shelby is jealous of Tyler's new girlfriend, which happens to be the monster in a teenage girl or a young adult girl's body. And I don't know how they didn't notice, because that voice, holy crap. Oh my gosh, that voice with that girl, I don't know, it's weird. But basically, whenever Tyler runs out of the cafe because Shelby accidentally spills a drink on Tyler's new girlfriend, they see that he has a paint stroke on his back, and so they're basically like, oh, must be something wrong with Tyler. That shouldn't be there. So they go out, and then they they send Chase to I guess deal with the monster or whatever, because they find the monster, right? But it's the girl. So Prince Philip, with his $1 billion or whatever, his rich royalties, makes a great disguise for the monster and for the girl and the monster, and it's a white cloth. It's basically a ghost costume, but they just put a white cloth over her as a disguise, because that was Prince Philip's idea, right? He has all the money in the world, but he just puts a white cloth over her. It's just okay. But they send Chase out to change the monster's mind. So, because basically there's no turning back unless the monster wants to be the monster again. So, Chase has to steal Tyler's girlfriend, who is the monster, right? And then Chase has to make the monster fall in love with him and then want to change back into the monster form. So, yeah, Chase is doing that, holding her hand, whipping her around and stuff. And then Kayla shows up, and she's like, I can't believe this! Blah, blah, blah. So Kayla thinks Chase is cheating on her, right? Because he's dancing with the girl and the wow, it's so confusing. But it's like, Kayla, no, it's not what it looks like. And then and then she runs off, and then the monster turns back into the monster, and then he's like, Chase, look, I'm the monster now. I got no eyes, so eyes are overrated. And then, oh my god. And then Chase is like, he stole my girlfriend, and then just like shot her. And then they fight the monster, hop in the Megazord. They defeat her, and that's the end of the episode. However, I skipped over something. All right, so as Kayla's like, I'm sorry, as Chase is like fighting the monster, just going like, boom, boom, boom. Like, Kayla sees Chase morph into the Black Ranger, and she's like, oh my god, it all makes sense now. And so yeah, Kayla, at the end of the episode, Kayla tells Chase that, hey, I know you're the Black Ranger. So she's like, oh, hey, this is why I like the Black Ranger so much. Because there was an episode where Kayla loved the Black Ranger over Chase. Oh, that was actually kind of ironic. I will give that episode that. But that was one of the better episodes too. But yeah, overall this episode was great. However, if you did not notice this before, whenever the seven Rangers are morphing red, blue, green, black, pink, gold, and graphite, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Koda was in the morphing sequence twice. He took the place of Riley. You even see the green border around it. Like you could tell Riley was meant to be there. I guess something just happened in the editing room or whatever, and Koda showed up twice. I mean, I love Yoshi. Don't get me wrong. Yoshi is a really cool guy. Love Yoshi to that, right? Super nice dude, right? But I do like Michael Tabor as well. So I think he should be in his own morphing sequence. Chiplin, what are you doing, buddy? What happened? What happened? You were on a roll. Like you did it. You did it with Dino Charge. You gained our trust back again. And then you make these small, stupid mistakes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Chiplin. Chiplin is amazing. Super nice dude. Love him to death. He's wrote some of the greatest Power Ranger stories of all time. But this is kind of, I mean, I don't want to say it's lazy, because, I mean, I love Power Rangers, right? But you can't be making mistakes like this. I'm sorry. But overall, this episode was really great. Besides that little nitpick, it happens sometimes, I mean, I know I was just ripping on you earlier, and I sound like a freaking hypocrite right now, but, I know editing, right? Like, I was in Spy Central, however, I edited none of that, so that really... But, yeah, as you know, there's a fan film here on the Big Bay Network called Spy Central. I know how it works, right? And I've helped edit movies before, right? Um, so I know how it goes. Things happen, you know. So, I mean, I didn't really mean to rip on him too bad, because I'm really kind of tired of just ripping on Power Rangers right now, because it's my favorite franchise, right? I've been watching since 2003, so I'm kind of really tired of just ripping on it right now. So I just want to say, this isn't really a big deal, right? Things happen. Some editing errors do always happen. I've made editing errors myself, so it's not really a big deal. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I didn't really mean to sound harsh on uh, that. So yeah, and oh boy, Sam Glenn's over here is in the podcast. Now we haven't made this announcement yet. I can't. I'm so busy right now. But Sam Glenn's will be a main role in Spy Central 2, which does have a subtitle, but we're not revealing that yet. Um, and it's not Spy Central. It's not called Spy Central. So yeah, and Sam, there's some stuff that happens with your character. I've already talked this over with you, but please do not reveal any of that right now. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for all Glenn's to play as Oliver Styles in Power Rangers Spy Central 2, which is named. It's just we're not going to reveal that just now. And yeah, so that was the Power Rangers Dino Super Charge episode 11 review. Now we are moving on to Dobuzu Sentai Zyuohger episode 27. Now this is the episode before the huge Gokaiger crossover. Now I said last week that the Gokaigers would appear. Now I thought that this was going to be the Gokaiger crossover, but I was wrong. That's next week. But technically, I guess I'm still am right, because they did show up like after the big dance sequence that they do at the end of every episode for some reason. Marcos, yes, I did. I did say Super Rangers Toku podcast, but it's not the Toku that you think. It's Toku as in the genre, like Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Metal Heroes. We'll get to that after I do my Zyuohger review, because there are some changes coming to the podcast. Toku is the genre that Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Metal Heroes, Ultraman, all that are in, and that's going to be a part of a huge announcement that I am revealing after the Zyuohger review. I mean, like, whenever I say Toku, I mean, like, if you look at the title, it's Super Rangers, then Toku, spelled Toku. So that's what I mean by Toku. Toku. Alright, I guess I pronounced it wrong. Sorry. Toku. Is that how you pronounce it? Sorry. I guess I've just been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. But we'll get into the review now, because now I'm just rambling about Toku. Is that what it's called? Okay, thank you, Sam. Anyway, so moving on to Zyuohger. So this episode, again, great episode. Loving Zyuohger. Great season. Way better than Ninja. I mean, if you love Ninja, like, great. Good on you. It's your opinion, but I'm not really that big of a Ninja fan. I didn't watch much of it because I didn't really like it from the start. But loving Zyuohger so far. Anyway, this episode, basically, Tusk and Sella basically get, I guess, copied by Bungley, like, if that's how you pronounce. I'm so bad at these Japanese pronunciations. Like, for the longest time, I called manga, like, and people got really ticked off at me for it. But let's call him Bungley for now. Basically, they get doppelgangers made by Bungley, and basically, they have to destroy the doppelganger if they want to ban Gure? Oh my god. Anyway. People giving me pronunciations in the chat, by the way, if you're watching the VOD. Bangure, Okay, so Bungley, God, I'm gonna stop looking at the chat until the review's over. Okay, so the Rangers get copied by Bungley, and basically they have to kill the doppelgangers, or else all four of them are gonna die. So it's basically a clip show episode wherever they go over the past things that they've done so far in the season. Not really a huge fan of those episodes, but I mean overall this episode has a very good, I guess, thing at the end. Um, and so basically they're do this weird clip show. Eventually they figure out who the doppelgangers are, and basically they run away, right? Because they think they're gonna get killed. I mean, uh, they don't want to die, you know. Um, and so basically they come out, right? And then basically how you tell which one's which is one's in their Zyuohger form or their animal form, and then one's in their human form, right? But then the other Zyuohgers realize that the ones in the animal form answered questions too well. In fact, they answered the trick questions, right? Um, and so like things that normal people wouldn't remember. And then they realize the ones in their animal forms are actually the doppelgangers, right? And so basically they don't want to kill them, right? Because they have feelings. They are Tuscan Sella. It's just that there are two other ones of them, I guess, because they are actually Tuscan Sella. It's just ones that shouldn't exist. And if they exist for too long, they're all going to blow up, right? So they don't want to destroy them, right? They want to find another way to keep them alive. But the fake Tuscan Sella eventually kill themselves, so the real Tuscan Sella can stay alive. And I just think, like, wow, like, who would have thought that would have happened in something? I know there's death way more in Super Sentai than Power Rangers, but I mean, I'm not sure that suicide happens too often in Super Sentai, but I mean, that shows true courage right there, and that they are Tuscan Sella, right? So that shows what Tuscan Sella are willing to do for people, you know. And I think that's real good character development for Tuscan Sella, even though it's not the actual Tuscan Sella, because it is made based off of their memories. So technically they are Tuscan Sella, it's just they're a copied version of themselves. So, and there was not even a Megazord battle. They just end in this, like, sad point. But then they start dancing with the music. like it ends at this, like, really, really sad, dark point. And then it just goes like like the ending music and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, that just totally ruined the moment. But and then at the end, we get to see the Gokaigers come back, and that's really cool to see. I'm really glad they're coming back, and I'm really excited for Super Animal War too. I hope I'm able to watch that, because I don't know, the Super Animal War is gonna be hype. And yeah, let's see. Marcos, yes, it did. The clones were made by Bungley. And Torrent it, yeah. Well, that's what I do. I mean, I don't recommend it because I can't, because it's illegal. But that is what I do. And so I don't know if, like, the website I use is, yeah, I use Kiss Asian. And I don't know if, since it's going to be like a Blu-ray thing, that they're going to put it on as quick as if a normal episode. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's basically the episode. Great episode. Loved it. And now we're moving on to changes to the podcast. And basically, I'm here to talk to you about what's happening, what's going on, and what's going to be changing to the podcast. Now, there's going to be a new episode of the podcast, unless things go terribly wrong. There's going to be a new episode of the podcast tomorrow. That's right. There's going to be a new episode tomorrow, right? And so there's going to be episodes of the podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's probably going to be a lot of days to where the Saturday episode and the Sunday episode come out on the same day, as in Sunday, because Saturday is normally a busy day for me. I'm in marching band. We're a pretty good band, I would say. So we really focus on competitions. We win a lot of competitions, so I definitely got to focus my Saturdays onto that, especially if we go to competition. So, or when we go to competition. So, Saturday episodes, as in Power Rangers episodes, will a lot of the times go out on a Sunday with the Sunday episode. And so, as you guys know, today I introduced the episode as the Super Rangers Toku podcast. Now that I'm pronouncing it right, and that's what it's going to be called from now on. It is the Power Rangers Toku podcast. And basically what it is, Mondays, Metal Heroes, which will be, I mean, if I can find episode of Metal Heroes, like, by the way, if you can find, if you guys know a way that I can watch Space Sheriff, if you know a website where I can watch that, because Kiss Asian doesn't have it, and they will have, like, any of the old Metal Heroes shows. So if you guys know where I can do that, that'd be great. Kiss Asian doesn't have it, Sam. I checked. And if it does, then I just didn't look hard enough, I guess. And then Wednesdays, it's going to be Super Sentai. And then Friday will be Kamen Rider. Right, Kamen Rider is coming to the podcast. And then we are going to have Power Rangers on Saturday or Sunday, depends if I'm busy. And then on on Sunday, we're going to have a new thing called Random Ranger Review. And basically what that is I go to a randomizer, I put in all the seasons, and then that randomizer says what season I'll review. Then I'll go to a random number generator, then do it from 1 to however many episodes there are in that season, and then it'll generate the number, and that'll be the episode I review. So, that's basically what it is. It'll be just like a completely random episode of Power Rangers, and it won't be the same thing every time. So, yeah. I know TV Nihon subbed the reboot movies for Space Sheriffs. Yeah, the reboot movies are on there, but I want to find the actual show. But for Metal Heroes, basically for now, until I can find a way to watch the old show, I'm going to be reviewing VR Troopers. And then whenever I get done with VR Troopers and VR Trooper Season 2, I'll move on to Beetleborgs and stuff like that. And then Kamen Rider, for the Kamen Rider days, because I'm not going to start with Kamen Rider Ghost because I haven't watched any of it, and I don't want to just like jump in right now whenever it's like almost over. So I'm going to be reviewing all of Kamen Rider Amazons, which is in the extra season, which is only 13 episodes long. And then whenever Kamen Rider EX Age comes out, I'll be reviewing that as well. Cameron, sorry, I don't really know how to pronounce all these Japanese stuff. I don't speak Japanese. I'm trying to learn, actually. I want to learn Japanese. Nihon. Thank you, Sam. But I don't know. I'm trying to learn. Sorry. Sorry if I mispronounced something, especially if this stuff. But yeah, let's redo that. Monday, just to reiterate, Metal Heroes, and for now just VR Troopers. Then not Tuesday. Wednesday, Super Sentai. And then oh my god. Friday is Kamen Rider. For now, Kamen Rider Amazons until it's just X-Aid. Okay. It's just pronounced X. Sorry. For Extreme Aid. Okay. So I'll be reviewing Kamen Rider Amazons and then X-Aid whenever it comes out, and then Power Rangers, I'll be reviewing Power Rangers Dino Super Charge, of course. It's kind of obvious. And then the Random Ranger review will be anything that has come out, like ever. Even even if it's the episode that came out that week, I'll review it again. Or if I've already reviewed it, I'll review it again. As long as I haven't already reviewed it for a Random Ranger review, right? So if it's like the current season of Power Rangers, and then like a current season episode comes up for the Random Ranger review, I'll re-review it. But if I review it for the Random Ranger review, it never comes back again, right? So, and yeah, so this has just turned into how to pronounce Toku stuff for Americans. Yep, that's okay. Savage, you got me. You got me. So, yeah, so that's basically the changes to the Super Rangers Toku podcast. And, yeah, this is really, really short. And this is kind of how these episodes are going to go from now on. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button. Hope you guys are excited for the new Super Rangers Toku podcast. And yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow with my VR Troopers episode 1 and 2 review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye, everybody.